Hey, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. We'll get started in just a few minutes. I just want to give people a few seconds to come in. Anybody have any questions before we get started? Everybody have a good week and weekend.
Yeah. Yes.
Good. Somewhat. Oh, I get it, Roland.
Did you watch the Super Bowl?
I did. I was hoping the Chiefs were going to win, but I'm happy for Tom Brady. I mean,
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
it is obvious that he is the GOAT,
Oh, yes.
as they say. I'm a Saints fan, so he beat our team to get there. So,
Yeah,
but it was interesting. It was fun to watch.
it was.
It was funny for a minute. I felt like we were back to normal because it looked like there were a lot of people in the stands, and then I realized a lot of them were cardboard.
Yes.
And so then it was like, oh well, okay, this is a little weird.
Yeah. No, I thought there were people as well.
It was good. Okay, so it is 9:10. I'm going to get started. I want to say a couple of different things. You may be from one of the 6 public speaking classes I have, or a group class that I have. I have one group class. And if you're in interpersonal and you have a question that you want to ask right off the top, because a lot of the assignments I'm going to be talking about right now are connected to those other public speaking classes. Is there anybody that's in the interpersonal class that has a question? Okay, perfect. So I do want to say that there have been some speeches going up and that have been turned in. There is not a deadline until Sunday night. Last week we did not have a Zoom because I really wanted you to focus on practicing the speech. I purposely sat like I did today because I wanted you to see the bright light that's behind me. And if I was recording my speech and then posting it to the class, I would want to be looking for some of those things to make sure that I'm not doing anything that's kind of distracting to the element of the delivery that I'm giving. So for example, if you've got a fan going on above you, or the smoke detector battery needs to be replaced and the chirping is going off and off and off during your presentation, all of those things, even though it's not your speech content, you should be looking at those things. You want to think about this from the idea that if you were submitting this for a job interview, or if you were submitting this for a presentation for like your final assignment, how could you make sure all the elements are strong? So yes, your blueprint's got to be good. It's got to be organized. And you really want to make sure that you're delivering a good, well-written speech. But you also have to think about the delivery too, because just as you watched in the Denzel Washington speech, that speech specifically was a really great speech. A lot of people kind of got the fall forward analogy out of it and felt inspired by his message. But there was an element of him reading a lot and just not looking fully prepared. And so although it was a great speech, it could have been even better had he had more of a dynamic delivery when he delivered his message. So, I'm not expecting you to be, the next Barack Obama or Ronald Reagan or, any of the great communicators, but I am expecting you to kind of think about, how do I want to deliver my speech so it, comes across that I've thought about, the visual presentation of it. So that speech has to be uploaded by midnight on Sunday night. And the way that you do that is you just go directly to the assignment. And I'm going to share my screen so you can see. If you haven't done it yet, this will kind of give you an idea. What you will do is you'll go to our class. And this is just one of the classes. It's not any class specifically. You could go to the week 5 module, which is the week that we're in, and click the link here. You could go to the assignments tab and click the link that's right here where you upload your speech to, or where the assignment is housed is the discussion page. So if you'll look right here, this is where it is in the class. I'm gonna put it on student view so it's not distracting all the other stuff that I have in there. So if you look at the artifact speech that's right there, let's see if this class has, no one has, let me see if I click on it. Yeah, so there's one video that's been posted in this class. So what that student did is they came to this discussion tab, they went to the assignments tab, or they clicked the link in the modules or the announcements, but it's all going to send you to the same place. I post the link all over the place, so if you get in a panic on Sunday and you're trying to find it, it's easy to find. So all you're going to do is hit the reply button here. And then once you hit that reply button, that's going to give you the ability to post your speech in this platform and then upload it by hitting post reply. Now, what I suggest, but this is not exactly the way that you have to do it, what I suggest is you go to YouTube, you take the link of your speech or the file of your speech, and you just hit this little video camera right here and you hit upload video. Now, if you do that, if you hit the upload video, it's going to take you to a portal where you've got to select the file that you want to upload. So for example, if it's on your computer, if it's on your phone, if your friend, did it and they have the file and they've sent it to you, you've got to attach that. So what you want to do is figure out where that file is, select it, and then upload it to their platform. And it's going to give you a couple of different options in there. So I don't have a file that I can upload right now. But if I did, I would, let me see if there's one that's in there. Yeah, I don't think I have any. Let me see. Hold on one second. I want to see if I just deleted some that I had. Yeah, I don't think I have any. But if I did, let me just, oh, I know what I can do. Hold on one second. I'm going to show you really quickly. I'm going to move it from out of here. There we go. So now I'm going to pick this slide or this Zoom. So if I go to my desktop, I can see that the Zoom video that I have recorded in another class is uploaded or is on my desktop right now. So I'm just going to click on that file. I'm going to hit choose, and it's going to start uploading it to YouTube. Now, if I've got a 3-minute video, that might take, it's not going to just take 3 minutes. It's going to take longer than 3 minutes. It can sometimes take, 10 minutes to upload a video. Sometimes if it's 5 minutes or more, it can take even longer than that, depending on how busy YouTube is. But I might just label it artifact speech, McGehee. Let's see, hold on one second. And you'll see it gives you a preview of what the image is, that is coming from your video. Now you can pick what image you want to show on there a little bit later, but if you don't care, and I usually don't care, I just, kind of upload it. I'm just really focused on putting the title in there. I don't need to put a description. This is where you can pick the image that you want. Maybe I don't like my eyes looking like I'm falling asleep. I want to use that one that my eyes are more open. But this is the thumbnail that's going to be the preview for your video. And again, I don't look at that and judge that part of it. But if you wanted to play with it, you could. And then playlist means, are you going to add it to a list that you have somewhere on YouTube? So for example, you might create a folder that says speeches, and then you're just putting it in those speeches, you know, wherever you want to put it. Then as you go down, this is the one that is going to help you upload it faster. Just click on no, it's not made for kids. The reason you do that is because YouTube looks at the content to see whether or not it's appropriate, and they take a little bit longer if it's something that you're wanting everybody to see, no matter what the age limit is. Now, most of you are recording speeches that are not offensive or not, you know, problematic for children to hear. But, you know, you never know what YouTube is going to designate. Let's say you're talking about, you know, hunting or whatever. And in reality, if you put yes, made for kids, it might take a little bit longer for it to go through that review process. So just put no, it's not made for kids, and that's going to make it go faster. So there's that way they have that age restriction and etc. So then once you get to this area, you're going to click next. And then the other element that you're going to want to do, just hit next again. These add-ons are things, tags that you can add. After you hit next, you're going to click unlisted. And unlisted means that unless people have that link, they're not going to be able to find your speech. It's not going to be public and you know, out there for everybody to see. It's really not advertised the way that ones that are more public are. So that means that this link is for anyone that you've shared the link with. They're going to be able to go in and see it. If you make it private, then you have to choose who gets to see it and who doesn't. So then we have to ask for permissions. Don't do that, because that's going to be harder for people who have to review and give feedback on your speech. So you want to mark it as unlisted, then you're going to hit save. And then once you do that, it's going to start the upload process. Now you'll see already, it's already uploaded that speech. I can now copy this link that's right here. I just click this little piece of paper duplicate right there. And then that link is what I'm going to go back to this artifact page, and I'm just going to click copy that link. I'm going to paste it into this post, you know, the reply that I'm doing, and then I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to hyperlink it for me. And so now I know when I hit post reply, it's going to post the video up to the class, and then you can click on that link and you'll see it right here. There's my video for the class to watch and look at. Now, what I will tell you is that if you don't want to go that route, it sometimes takes longer if you're trying to do it this way. So let me do this. I'm going to first delete this. But let's say that I hit reply and I decide that I want to upload a document. So I want to just do it directly into this portal, the reply mode. So what that means is that I've got to go here, which is, hold on, I think this one is the video. So I drag my file from the computer and into Canvas, and they're going to do it. I don't like this way as much because, number one, the video looks a little bit more grainy. And number two, it's not as easy for people to watch as a YouTube link is. So you can use this method if you want to do it, but it generally takes a little bit longer for it to upload to the Canvas portal and platform. So those are two ways to easily upload your speech, but once it's uploaded, that means now people can click on it, watch it, and you're finished with that task. Your next job is going to be next week. You have to watch 5 other speeches in the class, and you've got to give feedback for those. And that's whether you're in the group class or the public speaking class. You're going to be assigned 5 other speeches that you have to go watch and then give them feedback. And it'll either be listed in your to-dos on Canvas in the dashboard, or it's going to be listed in your assignments, but it will be something that you need to do to get points. The other thing that you're going to do is give a self-reflection next week. So you're going to talk about, you know, how did the process go for you? Did you struggle to write your speech? Did you struggle with the delivery of your speech? Did you struggle with the uploading of it? Were you just anxious all around and, you know, really avoided it until the last minute? What do you want to tell me about your speech making process? And that's going to be an easy little paper that you'll submit, and then you'll be kind of done for the week. That'll be a really easy week next week after you do this speech upload. Any questions? I'm going to stop right there and see if anybody has any questions based on things I've talked about.
I have a question. How about for the Mitapan? How do we present that?
So that is going to be disclosed next week. I'm not telling you on purpose
Uh-huh.
because I want you to focus on the artifact speech first.
Okay.
You're going to have plenty of time for the group speeches for you guys to kind of
Mhm.
coordinate and record it together. But I'm purposely not saying it
Okay.
because I want you to focus on the artifact speech.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay, because I was worried that we needed to hurry up and,
Yeah,
you know.
no, don't worry about that. And what you should know is that it's going to be very similar to what you're doing right now. So once you learn that process, you'll be doing that next week with your group, but you'll have plenty of
Mhm.
time. So don't worry.
Okay. Okay, that
Yeah.
sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Anybody have any other questions? And so in Norma's class, she's in another class, which is the group class. They're giving speeches as a group after this speech. They have an artifact speech, and then her next speech is going to be where they have to give a 15 to 25-minute speech as a group with 5 other people. Now in public speaking class, your next assignment is going to be a 5-minute speech. So you're going to go from the 3-minute speech to the 5-minute you choose the speech. And so you're going to pick another topic to talk about. You're going to learn what you've learned from the feedback that you've gotten from me and other students. And you're going to try to modify, based on that feedback. And then you're going to upload your next speech. But again, just like in the group class, you're going to have about 2 weeks before that speech is due, after this artifact speech is due. Okay. All right. Any other questions? My best advice is to don't overthink it. I used to love this rock star named Sebastian Bach, and he used to say, when you think, you stink. And what he meant was, like, when he's up there and singing on stage and he starts thinking about, something else, or getting nervous about something that's going on while he's on stage, he forgets the lyrics or messes up. And that's kind of what I've realized as well in reference to public speaking. If I analyze it or get stuck on being nervous, or I think about what I look like, or, oh my God, I didn't say that right, or whatever, that's generally what messes me up. And so what I suggest is record it. If you feel like you hit your time limit, which is that 2.5 to 3.5 minutes, if you followed your blueprint and you really focused on making eye contact, then submit it. Don't overanalyze it and watch it. No, it's not perfect. I got to get it perfect. But you want to make sure that when you do start your speech, you're not saying, I'm very nervous. I don't really know how to start my speech. You want to start just with your attention getter. Don't tell us your name. Don't tell us you're nervous. Just come out with that opening statement that you've created. Deliver your speech. And then at the end, you should be coming back to what? What's at the end of your speech? Somebody say it.
The conclusion?
Yes, but what's the last thing in your conclusion you should be ending with?
Attention getter?
Yes, exactly. Perfect, Moses. Yeah, so at the end, you don't want to say, okay, well, I guess that's it. Well, it was nice to meet you guys, or anything like that. You want to end on your attention getter, whatever that is. So if I started with a quote and I want to refer back to that, if I, talked about a statistic and I want to refer back to that, however I want to pull it together and make it look succinct, that's how I'm going to end my speech. And then I'm going to post that to the class. It can't be edited, so I can't, record my intro and then record a conclusion and then try to make it piece together. I've got to do it in one full 2.5 to 3.5 minute sit down speech. Okay, so any other questions? I'm going to assume you guys have it if you don't have any questions. And that's okay. I'm glad that you have it. And so next week, no matter which class that you're in, as I said before, you have 2 things that you need to be working on that are connected to this assignment. And that is your self-reflection. So when you finish and you upload your speech, you might just want to type out how you're feeling about how you practiced, how you feel like you did, and what your final thoughts are on that assignment or that speech. Keep that on your computer, and when I say it's due, then you'll just submit that. And then your second thing that you have to do connected to the artifact speech is go on and comment on 5 other speeches. And if you're having trouble finding where those to-do assignments are, then just make sure that you message me, or I am going to be sending out an announcement on Sunday about how to find those and where to look and all that other good stuff. And, be kind with your feedback. You don't need to be critical in a way that is just diminishing. You're trying to, give feedback on what you liked, what you felt like could have been stronger. Be honest, but don't be cruel. Try to be positive, as well as giving constructive feedback. And then after that, you just want to make sure that you're reading the announcement on Sunday about upcoming tests. We have a midterm that will be coming up in both group and in public speaking. So you just want to make sure that you're watching those lectures. I've talked to people that aren't watching the videos and aren't looking at the PowerPoints. And if you're not doing that, that's really going to come back to haunt you when you go to study for the test. So if you haven't been doing that, I recommend next week, once you've done your artifact assignment, to really start looking at the lectures so you're getting ready for your first test in here, your midterm.
I have a question regarding the midterm.
Yep.
Are you going to give out like a study guide so we can kind of go off of something?
I will do a review on that same week that it'll be posted. So I post it on Thursday, and then you have between Thursday and Sunday to turn it in. And so I'll do a review on Sunday, and if you come to the review, then you'll get it. If not, then I post the review, and then you can use that review. But I generally, when I send out the announcement about the review, I'll give you the links that post to where those PowerPoints and those lectures are.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And so you'll have, like, when it gets uploaded, and you can see it, you'll have until that Thursday until Sunday. And, you'll have plenty of time to kind of look back at your notes and make sure that you know what you're talking about in reference to the answers. Okay, so we're at 9:30. Anybody have any questions? Good question so far. Anybody very nervous about recording your speech?
Yes.
Good. Thanks for admitting it, Norma. Well, if you weren't nervous, then that would mean it doesn't matter to you. And so it's good that you're nervous. Use that energy to remind yourself that, everybody gets nervous. I get nervous speaking for the first time. Even, today I was like, okay, now what did I need to talk about today? And, I want to make sure that I say everything that they need to hear. And is my camera good? Do I have the example that I wanted to post? All that stuff, if you don't get nervous, then you're not really critically thinking about it. So feed off that energy in a positive way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Well, if there's no questions, I'm going to leave Zoom on, but you're welcome to go. If you have questions, I'll be here, and I'm going to be online all day I have 3 different times. So I think, again, I'm on at 11:10 to 12. And then I think it's 12:45 is the next one. So if you do have questions that you remember, then just come back in and ask them, or you can text me or message me at any time. Okay. All right. You're free if you don't have questions.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.